I gotta say, if I had known who Krampus was when I was like a young child and still believed in Santa Claus, I probably would have acted a lot better than I did sometimes. Hello once again, watchers of Good Movies. My name is Nick Pell. This is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we're going to be talking about the film Krampus. This is a film about a Christmas demon named Krampus. Basically, if a child loses the spirit of Christmas because his family is acting like dicks, which happens in this film, he can summon a Christmas demon named Krampus, which is essentially the evil Saint Nicholas. And that demon will come and bring all of his family down to hell. And that's the main premise of this film. MJ Anthony, he plays a little kid who loses his Christmas spirit. He does fine in the role. Adam Scott is in this film. David Koechner is also in this film. It's a good comedic cast, and so in regards to comedy, the film does a very nice job. There's a lot of funny parts. I laughed at many different times throughout this film, and so in that regard it does very well. Something that horror films kind of struggle to do nowadays is be original, because it's no longer enough to just have a masked killer going around killing a bunch of teenagers for one reason or another. There has to be purpose, there has to be a twist, there has to be something which makes the film stand out and be unique in order to be successful. And Krampus unfortunately doesn't really do that. I think this film would have benefited from being rated R, so we could have actually seen bloody deaths instead of just seeing the victims be sucked into the ground, essentially being sucked down into hell. And I mean, that's fine when you first see it, but it just kind of loses its effect after the third, fourth, fifth time, so on, time that you see it happen. And it's just kind of like, oh, they got sucked underground. Darn. And Krampus himself, while he looks very, very good, the special effects for Krampus look really, really nice. As do like his toy minions, which do most of his attacking. The toy minions themselves do most of the attacking. Krampus doesn't really do a lot in this film, except for jump around rooftops and look menacing. He doesn't really pose that much of a threat. And so I was kind of disappointed in that regard. Also, I would have liked to know a little bit more about Krampus himself in regards to backstory, and just seeing maybe this family like do research with books that just happen to be lying around with grandma, and just kind of learn about how to defeat Krampus instead of just trying to survive against him and escape. That would have been a much more interesting and probably a more entertaining movie. It would have required a little bit more length to it, which I would have actually been okay with, because I felt that the ending seemed very, very rushed. The surviving people just kind of taken down one by one by one by one in a very quick succession, and it's just kind of like, okay, that just happened, and it kind of ruined the effect for me. The ending itself is a little interesting, and I don't know if that's good or bad, because I was a little iffy on the ending, honestly. I thought it could have ended at one point and it would have been fine. It would have kind of gotten the message across. It would have still seemed incredibly rushed and kind of just cut off, but it would have worked as a better ending, I think, than the one that we ended up getting, because it kind of moved into the realms of cheesiness and just kind of very strange absurdity that might have made more sense if we had learned more about Krampus as an entity. I would have liked to see that, because the ending it was just a very strange ending, I thought. But as a horror film, Krampus itself does fine. It has some of the frights, it has these really creepy demonic toys which pop up every so often, and those were kind of freaky too. In fact, I was never really scared. There are like jump scares throughout this film, but nothing was really that effective, that at least that I could tell. But if you're looking for a Christmas horror film for some reason, Krampus, it does the job fine. It's that's really all I can say about it. It's fine as a Christmas horror film. It doesn't do anything terribly unique. It doesn't really stand out amongst the ranks of Christmas films. I enjoyed it just fine, but overall, it's not really anything special, and if you're going to avoid it this weekend, you're not really going to miss out on much. If they make a sequel to this, which I'm honestly kind of doubting that they will, because I don't really predict this doing that well in the box office, yeah, I'll have to go see it because I do these reviews, but I wouldn't be surprised if the quality just continues to decline, unless the second film is going to just dive straight on into Krampus's like legacy and the backstory and mythology surrounding him. That I'd be interested in. This movie doesn't really do that, and therefore I wasn't as invested into it as I was kind of hoping I would be. I was looking forward to this movie. I thought it would be kind of a cool twist. I've seen a lot of Halloween horror films. I've seen a lot of generic horror films, which really impressed me. This film, again, nothing really special, so I was a little bit disappointed with it. But those are my thoughts on Krampus. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like the film as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, fire, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you just choose, I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.